This is the Thayer Podcast for Thursday, August 24th, 2023. Seems like certain things remain constant no matter when they happen. In the end, it turns out that politics is a dirty business. And so is cooking dinner. It was 1957, the year before I graduated from Monterey Union High School. That was the year General Motors produced the Chevy Bel Air, what Hemmings writer Bob Palma has called one of the most recognizable classic cars of all time. With around 1,500,000 units built, many of today's collectors rode in them as youngsters, not knowing they'd be sought after and available decades later. 1957 had probably the most memorable summer of all time. It was the inspiration for Happy Days, the 1974 TV sensation that showed the whole world how Henry Winkler, you remember the Fonz, and his friends Richie, Potsy, Joni, Ralph, and Chachi spent their fun-filled days during that memorable period. 1957 was also a year Ayn Rand wrote Atlas Shrugged, containing the memorable postulate, "When you see that in order to produce you need to obtain permission from men who produce nothing, when you see that money is flowing to those who deal not in goods but in favors, when you see that men get richer by graft and by pull than by work, and your laws don't protect you against them but protect them against you, when you see corruption being rewarded and honesty being a self-sacrifice, you may know that your society is doomed." Monday, I wrote about today's political atmosphere, so I don't think we need to pursue that any further. Not that long ago, a dear friend of mine told me about her adventure in the kitchen. Home cooking was all the rage back in 1957, and it seems like with a little help from marketing experts, that culinary skill has slowly been making a comeback. On her porch one day, she received a Hello Fresh meal box with 4 dinner kits in it. Among the first out of the chute, she decided to cook the Presto Pesto Panko chicken dinner. Near as I can gather, after prepping potatoes and green beans, a mixture of mozzarella, cheese, oil, and pesto is mounted on top of the chicken breasts. They're popped into a 400-degree oven for 20 minutes. And somehow my friend's yummy, gooey cheese mix spilled over onto a superheated surface and did what cheese does. It smoked. About the time she smelled the smoke, both fire alarms went off. She wasn't quite in a panic when she opened the oven door, but that's when even more smoke poured out. This dear lady had no clue how to shut off the alarms, so she opened the patio door, and eventually the noise was silenced and the smoke abated. Apparently that mound of overflowed cheese hadn't affected the meal at all. She said it turned out to be absolutely delicious. So here we are in the summer of 2023, just like the summer of 1957. Politics is as dirty as it's ever been, and folks are taking up home cooking again and rediscovering their smoke alarms. In 1849, French writer Jean-Baptiste Alphonse Karr was right on point when he wrote, "Plus ça change, plus c'est la même chose." The more things change, the more they stay the same. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Semper Fi.